A reading from the Holy Gospel according to Luke. The shepherds said to one another, "Let us go to Bethlehem to see the thing that has taken place, that the Lord has made known to us." So they went in haste and found Mary and Joseph and the infant lying in the manger. When they saw this, they made known the message that had been told to them about the child. All who heard it were amazed by what was told to them by the shepherds. And Mary kept all of these things, reflecting on them in her heart. The Gospel of the Lord. Praise be to you, Lord Jesus Christ. Deacon Kendra, in his online blog, tells an experience he had one Sunday morning when he found himself doing something he rarely has time to do, watching Sunday Morning, the show on CBS. He was watching a young woman by the name of Faith Sally talking about New Year's resolutions. She explained that the word resolution comes from the Latin word resolvere, which literally means loosen, undo, release. She said that it reminded her of her beloved Aunt Judy, who had died a few months prior. And she remembered one part of her life in particular. She explained, "What I wanted to keep of hers was one of her prayer cards. Aunt Judy was a Catholic from Boston, and this card calls the Blessed Virgin Mary Our Lady Undoer of the Knots. It asks for help in release from entanglements and for faith in the unfurling ribbon of our lives." Well, that statement got Deacon Kendra's attention. After all, it's not every day you turn on CBS News and hear a catechist about the Blessed Mother. But the message really touched him. What Faith Sally offered was a different way to think about those resolutions and to do it with help from the woman Mary, the undoer of knots. Mary, as I said in our last talk, is the mother of new beginnings, the new Eve, a woman born without sin, completely pure, the perfect patroness for the start of a new year in our lives. And she's also someone who can help us untie, undo the knots in our life. Her title, Mary, the Undoer of Knots, is a favorite of Pope Francis. And I think that we can all benefit from turning to her when the strands of life become impossible to untie. Mary understands better than anyone how tangled and complicated our world can be. I mean, she had to deal with all those unexpected twists and turns. She knows what it means to travel where you may not want to go, to trust God, to patiently pray through challenges in places as varied as Nazareth and Bethlehem and Calvary. The Gospel of Luke tells us Mary kept all these things, reflecting on them in her heart. We have all these knots in our life, in our families, our relationships, our jobs, our marriages. This is a moment to resolve them. In other words, to loosen what's holding us back and pray for the unfurling ribbons of life to be made smooth. Back in 1612, a wealthy married couple in Augsburg, Germany, were on the verge of divorce. The husband reached out to the local parish priest, a Jesuit by the name of Father Jacob Rem. The priest went to visit the couple. He asked for a ribbon that had been used as part of their wedding ceremony, and together he and the couple prayed to Our Lady to untie the knots of their troubled marriage and smooth out the ribbon that had bound them together. Eventually, their prayers were answered. The couple didn't divorce and lived the rest of their lives together. Now, years later, their grandson, a priest at the nearby monastery, commissioned an artist to paint an image of the Mary of the Untier of Knots. It still hangs in the church in Augsburg. Centuries later, a nun sent a Christmas card with that image on to a young priest in Argentina, Jorge Bergoglio, Pope Francis. He shared it with his friends and parishioners, and the rest is history. Now, they're even talking about it on CBS. My brothers and sisters, let us really resolve. Let us work to cut ourselves loose from tangled habits, worries, fears. For help, look no further than Mary, the Mother of God. She is the mother of hope, the mother of making the impossible possible. For as the angel reminded her, nothing will be impossible for God. You know, making a resolution really means more than just making a list of do's and don'ts. It's about untangling all the problems that make those lists necessary. So let's resolve to give her our threads, our ribbons, our strings of discord and confusion and worry. Let's ask her help to cut us loose and begin anew.